So they blasted the entrance right through this big boulder. See that? Ore cart tracks. Check that out. Thankfully, that's fake. Well, here's an abandoned mine entrance. Timbered pretty heavily. And got some more cart tracks up here. Okay, continuing forward, the person up ahead is Jeff from OTG Exploring. Check out his YouTube channel. There'll be a link in this video's description. And he's got some pretty good videos. Yeah, the ore cart tracks, these are the homemade ones with the board and metal strapping on top. Here in the tunnel is Batman's symbol. So we're continuing forward. We're a couple hundred feet in, kind of twisting and turning all over the place. This is a dead end alcove with a bat in it. So here's this ore chute, kind of goes up to nowhere to another timbered ceiling that you see above us. We were just talking, Jeff and I, about how this would never fly in today's modern mining world. It'd be major safety violations doing it that way. And then over here, it looks like the timber ceiling collapsed back there where my light is. There's a little gap there, but not big enough for a person. But you can see how those timbers are almost vertical because they collapsed. And then behind me, it's just backfilled. You can see the timbered ceiling and just comes to a pinch point. So we're going to head back out this way. Looks like there's something up here, a lot of wood. Maybe a shaft or something, I don't know. Maybe it's an ore chute. Oh yeah, look up here above us. There's the regular roof rock, and then there's a hole that they put a false floor on. That's what those false floors look like. Just a bunch of tree branches placed perpendicular to some cross pieces with rocks on top of it. So you think you're walking on a tunnel floor that just has a lot of rubble, but you're really walking on that and don't even know it. And being that those timbers are probably 100 years old or more, they could just be dry rotted beyond belief and break. But anyway, oh yeah, here's a big ore chute. Here's more of that false floor. Wow, this is a big chute. Yep, here's a manway, a trap door, and then yes, it's some kind of shaft. There's a winch back there. We got to pull this door open and see how far down this goes. Okay, so I pulled open that trap door, and yeah, take a look at this. This is a vertical winze. I can't even see the bottom. But yeah, that goes down pretty far. Obviously, there was a hoisting mechanism probably over there behind this trap door. Well, we decided not to go down this vertical shaft here. And back there, there's some backfill, but you can go over the top, but it doesn't go anywhere. It's just pretty much dead ends, and it's all backfilled, according to what Jeff said. So, and you can't access this level that's right above our heads here, at least not from this area. So here's the winch that was used over there in that vertical shaft. Yeah, we noticed there's a little switch here and maybe like a foot operated button to start and stop the motor. I'm not quite sure, but that's pretty old looking, the style of that. Got a tank right here, and that's just a little alcove over there where Jeff is. That's where the motor is. See that? And here's the control lever for the hoist. Still moves.
Yeah, moves and clicks.
Yeah, so here in the mine we found another Batman symbol. This one glows in the dark. Check that out. That's pretty cool. Well, we've reached the upper portal you see right there. Let's go check it out. Big boulders here. Okay, here's looking down into the portal. It's collapsed, but where Jeff is shining his light, we have to go underneath that, and then it opens up. Okay, this portal we have to slide into due to the collapse that's above it and around it. And he's in. Yeah, you can see here, looks like whatever was in that void collapsed and fell down here on top of the portico. That's why they often timbered at the openings of mines. These areas were very prone to collapse. So I'm going to slide in here. Don't want that coming down on me, that's for sure. So we made it in, and yes, the tunnel does open up here considerably. You can almost stand upright. So let's go check it out. Okay, that's what we just came through. You can see the erosion pile. That's about a foot gap. Another couple of decades, that'll be totally sealed up. Oh, look at the difference in the rock. On the left, it's kind of this blocky, big stuff, and then on the right, it's this more granular. Obviously a fault plane right here. See that? That's where the two different types of rock come together. You can see it there. So they were mining that. I think they were mining this stuff here on the right. This granular stuff. Yeah, they just followed that contact zone fault plane right there. They just followed it. See that? Up in the ceiling. That white stripe. Okay, kind of turns here to the left a little bit. So here in the tunnel ceiling is a winze, but it's totally timbered with tree branches. Don't know if you can see that. On all four sides, placed perpendicular to each other. And it's holding back all that waste rock, like right there. You can see better here maybe. That goes way up there. Probably, geez, I don't know, it's pretty far. Okay, we just came from that way, and there's something major up here. Okay, I'm laying in the ore cart tracks. You see right here in front of me, the old school with the metal strapping on the lumber. So back there, you can see where the ceiling came down due to a collapse in the stope above us. This would have been the ore cart tracks went across this opening, which goes way down. But this would have been one of those winzes in the tunnel floor. That would have been a dumping point, I guess. But we can't go any further because of the collapse right there. See that? So, yeah, these massive heavy timbers still weren't able to support all that weight. So it came down, and we can't get past that.